Senator Baker, you've drawn quite a crowd here to the White House. Mr. Vice President, Mr. Secretary, CIA Director George Tenet, I believe, is here. Justice O'Connor is here. Thank you so much for coming. And Ambassador from Japan is here. Thank you very much for being here, Mr. Ambassador, and your lovely wife. Madeleine Albright, I believe, is here. Madam Secretary, Larry Eagleberger's here. Elizabeth Dole, I believe, is here, Ms. Senator. Elizabeth, thank you very much. The former ambassadors to the country of Japan are on the stage with us. They have been introduced. Members of the United States Senate are here. Members of the Tennessee congressional delegation are here. Thank you all for coming and welcome. Today we call upon one of America's most valued statesmen to help be the keeper of one of America's most valued friendships. Howard Baker has held many titles during the course of his long and distinguished career. They include sailor, senator, minority leader, majority leader, and White House Chief of Staff. In a few moments, he will add ambassador to that list. And once again, America is very grateful. All the former ambassadors here are living examples of the very highest standards of diplomatic excellence. And between them, Mike Mansfield, Walter Mondale, Tom Foley, and Howard Baker have accumulated over 100 years of elected office. That's a lot of balloon drops. 34 of those years are accounted for by Mike Mansfield alone. Senator began the tradition of high-level political figures serving as our ambassador to Japan. He held that post for more than 11 years, longer than anyone else. The Japanese press calls these figures omono, the big guys. Well, we're all very honored to have the original big guy with us. And by the way, Senator Thurmond, he informed me with quite clear language that he is 4 months younger than you are. We send the very best people to Japan because the United States has no more important partner in the world than Japan. Our alliance is rooted in the vital strategic and economic interests that we share. It is a cornerstone of peace and prosperity in Asia. And today this partnership is helping us tackle global problems as well. I'm looking forward to welcoming the Prime Minister this weekend at Camp David. Together we will explore ways we can continue to strengthen our security relationship. We will talk about the Prime Minister's agenda for reforming and revitalizing the Japanese economy. We'll discuss how our countries can work together on realistic and effective responses to global problems such as AIDS in Africa and climate change. I'll also tell the Prime Minister that America's 38th ambassador to Japan is a man of extraordinary ability, grace, and good humor. In every post he's held, Howard Baker has brought uncommon intelligence and an uncanny ability to calm the ship of state, even in days of crisis. He comes from good stock. His grandmother, Lily Mother Lad Mauser, was Tennessee's first woman sheriff. His father and his stepmother both served in the House. He married into good stock as well. He counts Senator Everett Dirksen and the grand old man of the grand old party, Alf Landon, as fathers-in-law. And what the Prime Minister is going to find out, he took an extraordinary woman as a bride in Senator Nancy Castlebaum Baker. In the Senate, Howard Baker had a list of rules for being an effective senator. He called it the Baker's Dozen. The list included: listen more often than you speak, be patient, tell the truth whether you have to or not, and finally, be civil and encourage others to do the same. Well, these rules help explain why Howard Baker has made such a mark on American history. They are why he's going to keep making his mark for the years to come. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
I, Howard Baker,
I, Howard Baker,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United
the
States
Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
and without any mental
and
reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
that I will well and faithfully
that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties of the office
discharge the duties of the office
on which I am about to enter.
on which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. President, Secretary Powell, ambassadors, my former colleagues in the Senate and in the House of Representatives, ladies and gentlemen, this is truly an overwhelming experience, and I am grateful. I'm happy to be here, Mr. President, to speak for this country and to speak for you in Japan. I have conferred with you, with the Secretary of Defense, the Secretary of State, the Vice President, many others in your cabinet and this government, many in the Congress. I understand my responsibility, and I will discharge it. I understand as well that there is a special, unique relationship that exists between the United States and Japan. It is remarkable indeed that given our history and relationship, that Japan and the United States would develop this strong bond, this mutuality of respect, this shared common view of the necessity for peace in the world. My friend Mike Mansfield, and one of my predecessors in this office, was fond of saying the bilateral relationship between the United States and Japan is the most important bilateral relationship in the world, bar none. And I always wondered, Mr. Ambassador, how bar none got translated into Japanese. But Mike Mansfield, I agree with you. It is indeed the most important bilateral relationship, at least in my life and in my career, and it will continue to be. It is the cornerstone of our policy, not only in Japan, but in Asia as well and throughout the world. Mr. President, I am grateful to you for giving us this opportunity. I'm grateful to you, Secretary Powell, for giving me the chance to serve with you once again. I'm glad for all of those who helped us navigate the rocks and shoals of confirmation, of filling out 86 pages of forms, of transiting the requirements of the Office of Government Ethics, of the survival of our marriage, more than once, Nancy would point out to me, or I would point out to her, this too will pass. But my friends, I could not do this without Nancy at my side. And together we will be a partnership to speak for this nation, to make our contribution to that relationship and to the peace of the world.